I don't think I've ever brought this up, but this whole entire series is a parody of the Japanese legal system. And, case in point, they have a 95% success, what is it? A 95%, conviction rate. So, basically, if you get caught with a crime in Japan, you are going to jail, you're almost guaranteed to go to jail. So I think it's funny that Phoenix Wright is pretty much contributing to that remaining 5% single-handedly. I think that's actually kind of funny. Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. So in the last episode, we found out that Morgan Fay is indeed plotting something nefarious, as according to her late niece Mia, who possessed her sister again. And we also learned that that apparently Enid was in a crash alongside her sister, which is interesting. So I'm assuming those are going to play into this episode a lot. Although I'm not entirely sure what the actual outcome of this is going to be. So we're gonna see how this goes. Load. Yeah, also if you guys are new to this, I always start from the save menu because it starts right away as soon as you boot up the thing and I don't have time to start recording. I don't have time to start recording and get my outro out of the way. So we're gonna just start from here. Alright, June 22nd, 9:51 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Nick? Yeah? Did you know that Von Karmer's daughter is only 18? Just like me? Alright. Huh. Weren't you 16 last I don't know. I don't remember her age very well from the last game. I remember she was 16, but then again, it has been a while since I've been in a court, since Phoenix here has been in a courtroom, so I guess 2 years have passed since then? Yeah. Why? I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time by herself, and she's so grown up. Yeah, she definitely is grown up for an 18-year-old. She is pretty impressive. Yeah, and I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. And then you can look at me and, well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. Yeah, but you're working on it. And on top of that, I'm the suspect in a murder trial. Yeah, but that doesn't... We've kind of concluded that you may or may not have done anything like that. But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through. Good morning! Hi, Pearl! The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Thank you. Hey, morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother is coming to show her support. I have my doubts. Yeah, that's right, Pearly. Hey, Pearls? Yes, Mr. Nick? Do you think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Mia today, too? Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch. Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help. Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. Pearly, not this again. Okay, so even Maya is aware that that's not exactly what our relationship is. And she's trying to help correct Pearl on that. Please, can you do this for us, Pearls? Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later, then. I'll leave you to your alone time. Goodbye. Thank goodness. Nick? This way, Pearls won't be able to see today's trial. What do you mean? What's going on? Oh, I see. Oh, I see, because Morgan was revealed by Mia to be, you know, in cahoots with the killer. He doesn't want Pearl to actually see the trial. So that way she's able to just not be zonked out and not pay attention to the trial. Because there's a very good chance her mother is going to be convicted by the end of this. It's possible. June 22nd, 10 o'clock a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Alright. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Let's start already. Alright, right to the point. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The image of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. All over the world, huh? Sounds like you made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix. Don't be foolish, you foolish fool wearing the foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I'm the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. Well, to be fair, you've never faced off against Phoenix Wright. Yeah, actually, that reminds me. This is I don't think I've ever brought this up, but this whole entire series is a parody of the Japanese legal system. And, case in point, they have a 95% success, what is it? A 95%, conviction rate. So so if you get caught with a crime in Japan, you are going to jail. You're almost guaranteed to go to jail. So I think it's funny that Phoenix Wright is pretty much contributing to that remaining 5% single-handedly. I think that's actually kind of funny. Basically, if there's a defense lawyer. Basically, every defense lawyer ever dreams of having being in Phoenix's position where they haven't lost a case. And to be fair, Phoenix hasn't lost a case yet, as far as I know, so this could be interesting. Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. That's nice, Miss Von Karma. Glad to see you're in such good spirits today, Miss Fey. It's true what they say. Women really are scary when they fight. Uh-oh. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Now then, a very interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session. Right. That the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes. And this key is proof of that. This key, the only key to the channeling chamber, was not where it should have been. Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin. This can't be good. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's hear it. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of the arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What? Okay, that's interesting. I'm interested to see where this went. But, Miss Von Karma, then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying that the person in this picture is not the defendant? I never said that it wasn't the defendant. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Then what is the meaning of this? All I'm saying that Miss Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room. That's... No, because I was there. That's not how that happened. And I believe that is when she dropped this key. But that's not what happened, though. Can you substantiate your claim? Well, we're gonna see. Isn't that what I'm here for? Yeah, pretty much. Okay. The prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Fey, to the stand. Yeah, this is gonna go poorly. Just as I suspected. Aunt Morgan. Poor Mia. She seems really torn by this. Yeah, this is exactly what I thought. This is exactly why he didn't want Pearl seeing the thing. Witness, name and occupation. My name is Morgan Fey, and I am a spirit medium, in a manner of speaking. I'm sorry, but what do you mean, in a manner of speaking? Ah! I don't think anyone really cares. I care. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya then. Spirit severing technique? A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world. That is... Yes, that is... You, be quiet. Okay, stop whipping the judge, please. What? Now, witness? Something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. What in the world could have... Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room. That's not what happened. What? That's not what happened. And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber. But that's not what happened. I was outside the channeling chamber when that happened. That didn't happen. That's a blatant lie. I was outside the room when that happened. I know that's false. Now I just need to prove it in a court of law that's complete bullshit. Order. Miss Fey, please testify this court what happened during that time. Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. Yep. Okay. Maya's escape. Well, this is gonna be interesting. After he heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. Uh-huh. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. But I was What? When did this happen? This didn't happen. With great strength... Okay. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Huh. Why have you hidden this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. That's also a lie. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. That's right. She is simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix, right? Why is she making it a point to take a stab at me? Never mind. Alright. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. My aunt is a very smart and sly person. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. Well? Maya's escape. Well? If we can push! After you heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. By those two, you mean me. Just now, you said those two. Who were the two people you were referring to? Well, Phoenix, for one, and then who else? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lotta's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply could not understand her atrocious English, not to mention how she looked awful. That's just mean! I can already see people in the Heartland gearing up for a riot. In any case, I have already sent the repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Oh, thanks. What did you do after that, Miss Fey? Well, let's continue. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. Okay. Press? Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. Yes. That's a very good point. At that time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which, there was another. Another what, madam? Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. I want to hear the end of that sentence. Question further. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of that room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. Okay, I guess that makes sense. The lives of both the good sir and that camera woman may be in danger. Is what I thought to myself. Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Fey. This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Miss Fey, please continue. Alright. Press. During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head. And this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie. Interesting. But why would you lie about something like that? It is very painful for me to say this, however.
Objection!
The witness was lying to cover for the defendant. Okay. That makes sense. She was covering for Maya. I'm interested now. So, you were covering for the defendants. Well, yes. It was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected. Something unexpected? What, pray tell? Did she... This witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there's always later. Yes, very well. Why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Now, witness, continue with what happened. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. Well, was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit such a thing. However, yes. But you are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There's no way she could have escaped from you so easily.
Objection!
Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember this at the time. The defendant was not physically Maya Fey. Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand. Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. But if she had run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away? Well, yes, I would have, however... Did I check this one? I don't think I pressed this one. Oh. Okay, I did check this one. Never mind. I'm stupid. You're finally beginning to stand, aren't you, Mr. Finch? Right. Now, witness, continue with what happened. Well... Okay, what? You fainted? I became dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor. How long were you unconscious? I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps? And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time. Happy? Witness, elaborate on that point for us. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Is that because you were unconscious? Why, yes. Alright, that was pretty simple, straightforward. Right, well, now what? Question further? Why not? So while you were unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went. I would think that's obvious, good sir. If that's true, then how can you know for sure that the defendant left the channeling chamber at all? That's a good point! Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself. That is a good point! It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this. But the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It must mean she has another witness up her sleeve. That's what. It looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness. Okay, so that's enough. From what I can tell, there is nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she has said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber. I hope this isn't going to come back to bite us in the butt. Probably will, but why? What the hell? Now let's take this next logical step and ask. Where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber? Well, that's an interesting question. Yes. That would be... Okay, be quiet, you. Fine. Now then, what the escapee had done when she had gone to speak with a certain person? She went to speak with someone? That seems a little far-fetched. Who was it? The prosecution calls Miss Miney, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Miney? I think you can see where this is headed. Yeah. Well, we know that Eni was involved, somewhat. Or at least she was involved in... Witness, name and occupation. Okay, so my name is, like, Miney. I'm, like, researching, like, parapsychology stuff at the, university. What is this parapsychology? Let's see. It's, like, I guess, most people call it occult stuff. Well, that narrows it down. Even if that's what most people call it, I still can't say I understand what that means. And I suggest you go home and research it yourself. That said, well, it's kind of important. And it's probably not important for the case. Yes, sir. Now then, Miss Miney. After the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is this correct? Well, like, I guess. If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is alright, isn't it, Your Honor? Yes, sir. For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine, for my sake. Alright, well, let's see. What's after the murder? Well, like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Like, a little later, someone came into the room, like, really suddenly. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. Huh. I, like, hadn't seen her in, like, so long. I was so happy in, like, a sad way. My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible. Interesting. Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person that entered was your sister? Well, yes. Maya was indeed channeling the sister, so that makes sense. Or supposedly. Don't you mean the defendant, Maya Fey? Really now, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at the time. Yes? Are you saying the spirit was the spirit of the witness's sister? Yes. That's indeed what we're saying. Yes. Mimi Miney. She was a nurse at the Dr. Grace clinic. Oh, well, this is... Witness? Like, yeah? This is gonna be an interesting testimony. In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what that terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Like, do I totally, like, really have to? This is gonna be... Okay, this is gonna be interesting. She's not a very good... She has trouble She has trouble thinking so much. So this is gonna be interesting seeing how her testimony actually plays out. Of course. Miss Miney, please. My sister, like, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. Oh, okay. Well, that's definitely going to strike some nerve. She took her revenge. Are you sure it's what she said? Yes. There. Are you satisfied, Your Honor? That's interesting. I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge. Well, it's a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. The end. The ends? Really? Like it's the end of a story? What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for. This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. Even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind this tapestry of lies. Okay, let's do this then. Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you make this one more entertaining than the last. Well, as long as I'm entertaining you, as long as I'm entertaining to the prosecution, that's all that matters. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. I can confirm this, but I'm gonna press anyway. Well, is that because of your, sesame allergy, was it? Like, that's right. I, think there was sesame seeds, in the lunch they served at that day. I had this premonition that it was going to totally be a seedy day. Yes, indeed. Let's see, am I the only one who missed the boat here? Anyway, so you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping? Yes. A little while later, someone came into the room, really suddenly. Alright. Do you know the time? Maybe a little before 11 a.m.? Something like that, I think. 11 a.m.? Yeah, my stomach is totally ready for, food. Interesting. Ah, no, I think you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what time it is now. I meant what time was it when the someone came into your room. Oh, so, that's what you meant. You should have been more, clear about it. Okay. Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. It's really... That's it? Why'd you stop mid-sentence? Did I? So, what was I talking about again? Oh, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be entertaining. This is gonna be fun. Never mind. Witness, about this person who entered the side room. Okay. So they had... It was oh my god, told my sister. Okay, but she doesn't know the time that she actually came in. That's interesting. She just kind of stopped. Are you absolutely sure? I guess? Alright, that doesn't help. You guess. In a court of law, that's not gonna hold up. At all. Was it or was it not your sister who entered? I don't know. I mean, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. This is terrible. Oh my god. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I'm an only child. But more than that, she's managed to mess up the question with her answer. Well, Mr. Wright? The defense rests... Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Miss Mimi Miney? I hadn't seen her in so long. I was so happy in a sad way. You were happy in a sad way? Yeah, I mean, it was my sister. That's fair. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But maybe if I was someone who didn't know about the occult? But I know all about the Korean channeling technique. The point here is that the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. Yeah, what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? Question further. I want to get more information. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. There wasn't any reason for me to, think about anything was strange. But... Please stop smacking me! Don't keep badgering her! You know the phrase, objection. Couldn't you try using that sentence once in a while? Mr. Wright. This question of what the witness felt that she saw was her sister. Is it really that important? It is very important. Because we don't really know. It is very important. Although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Alright, Mr. Wright. Miss Miney, please amend your testimony. Okay, I'm, totally cool with that. I wasn't, scared at all, and I was her costume looked, totally, normal. Okay. Well, now let's see what happens if I press this one. So, there was nothing odd at all about your sister's appearance. Yeah, nothing was, weird. Mia's talking to herself like she's found something wrong. That's impossible. She's muttering to herself. Is everything okay? Can I, go on? I suppose. My sister, she, told me something, totally terrible. Something terrible. What was this terrible thing she told you? Huh? Like, didn't I just, like, tell you about it? Did you, like, forget already? No, but we want to make sure we're thorough. A foolish fool with a foolish sea for a brain only speaks foolishly with foolish words. Well, excuse me, princess. Okay, anyway, should I go again and hear the story again? Eh, don't bother asking. So, also that's a reference to the, Zelda, Legend of Zelda cartoon. It was, like, Link's catchphrase, and the cartoon, as far as I know, wasn't very good, but people have been memeing that since it came out, so figured I would point it out now. I did just hear the story. It's not like my memory is that bad. Actually, the defense is fine and does not need to hear the story again. Very well. You may continue your testimony, Miss Miney. I know there has to be something in here I can use, but where? She really put up a lot of thought into this lie, didn't she? We can't rush this. Let's take it slowly, one step at a time. She's bound to slip up somewhere. Don't give up. But don't get careless, okay? Remember, calm and collected. Well... I know where it... Well, this made, Why do I get the feeling? Mere weapon, a small fruit knife, but Well, there's clearly something here that I'm missing. I don't want to... Alright, well... Mia reacted to this, so I'm assuming there's a thread here. Well... There's clearly something here with this. There's there's clearly something. There's clearly something here. Well, this one has to be the custom. That doesn't... Her costume. This might work.
Objection!
Yes. There it is. That was a very well-spun line, Miss Eni. And now we found... Yeah, I did find it. What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well-constructed, but... That's all it is. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Miss Miney, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Like, yeah, and? But I don't think what you were thinking about at all. Take a look at this picture. Ah. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Miss Miney, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted that right off the bat. Yeah, we got her. That's a good hole. That's a nice big old hole that we can rip into. Order, order. Miss Miney, what's the meaning of this? She's panicking. Miss Miney? I'm thinking. Don't interrupt me. Okay. That... Eep! And what are you stammering about, Your Honor? Well, that witness. Her personality did a complete 180 there. That's definitely... Yeah, that's definitely odd. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. First of all, calm yourself, witness. I'm sorry. I, didn't mean to snap. Now, hurry up with the testimony. If you please. The judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's going to be. Uh-huh. This is going to be interesting. After the murder part 2. Yay! More testimony that I can rip holes into. Fun! The side room was, kind of dark, you know? So, the costume is, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. Huh. And I, persuaded my sister it wasn't, right to do something like that. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood. You think? Thanks, Gramps. Don't call him Gramps, please. Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? Never. Never satisfied. Not until I'm successfully gotten my client not guilty. Alright, I guess not. Very well. You may question the witness. Alright, see, I love how the judge knows Phoenix well enough at this point that he just knows exactly what he's thinking. If he doesn't say anything and looks fiercely determined, and then it's clear that he's not, then it's clear that they should continue with the cross-examination. I love that he knows him well enough at this point. That's cute. Alright. After the murder part 2. Well, I guess cute isn't the right word, but you know what I mean. The side room was kind of, dark, you know? Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room.
Objection!
Don't push your subjective opinions onto this court. That's right. Excuse me, but how is it my statement any more subjective than Miss Miney's? You're such a hopeless cause. Witness, you may feel free to ignore this trite little man. Okay. Can't breathe. Let me out of here. Alright. So, the costume was, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. You didn't see the blood. Yeah. But she must have had the gun with her at the time as well. That's, Are you going to tell me that you didn't notice the gun either? I, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, her face. That's not helpful. Continue. That's not exactly helpful. And I, persuaded my sister that I wasn't, right to do something like that. How did you manage that, though? And what was your sister, Miss Mimi Miney, like at the time? Well, she was, totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. Huh. But I think, she knew. She, said she did something really bad. And, she said she wanted to go with me to, apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mimi's spirit really say all that to you? Yeah. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Interesting. Was your sister calm by that time? I guess so. I guess maybe, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, made her feel a lot better. Okay. I like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix, right? The sooner the better. She says with her whip in the ready. And, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? May I ask you one more thing, Miss Miney? Sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh, when do you mean? Arrived at the crime scene, I guess. I'm talking about when you arrived at the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. What should I do? Press harder! Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. Just give up already, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wonder if I put too much faith in Nini's ability to do anything with that brain. It's no good. I can't find anything wrong. Phoenix, the judge believes this testimony. If you don't find some sort of hitch in her statement, he'll end the trial. I know. We have to give it another shot. It doesn't matter how many times we listen. We can't give up. Well, I haven't found any holes. Let's press again. See if there's another route I can take. We're in the side room. We're talking about when you were in the side room, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. What should I do? Press harder? Okay, so this doesn't take any route. Okay, there's gotta be another hole. Well, well, it's clear that's pushing... It's clear that there's somewhere I can push. If I go... Well, let's try the middle option. I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Press harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court. Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber is all that's important? It's very important. Because there were multiple things that happened in the winding way. First and foremost, the jar holding Amy Faye's spirit, quote unquote, was broken. Should have been broken at the time. And B, that was where we found the burned costume. So it is very important that we remember. I ask because it is very important. Not that I know what I'm going with this. Very well. Miss Miney, if you please, include a statement about this in your testimony. Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, like, didn't see anyone on the way to, like, the channeling chamber. Huh. Press this again. We can update. Try to remember that time. Oh, like, I remember. Like, I totally didn't see anyone on the way. I guess this really is a dead end. Something you finally pull out of a witness is never a dead end, Phoenix. It's no good. I can't find anything wrong. There's gotta be something here. Clearly, Mia's pointing something out, so there's gotta be something. This could... Okay, so now I think I found an actual thing. Profiles. Pearl, I know, was fixing the thing in the channeling in the winding way at the time, so she would have right before the murder. So during the murder, she should have been there, still piecing it together. So let's try that. Yeah, that's it. You say you didn't see anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. However, that is impossible. Like, what do you mean? I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. Interesting. You have a semi-intelligent look on your face. So, what about this child? It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. The garden? Yep. Which means anyone walking through the area would have had to seen her. So, Miss Miney, what do you have to say to that? She's suffocating herself with her hat. That's what she has to say with that.
Objection!
As the court can see, she's a bit of an airhead. Yes, but that doesn't mean she can't be excused. She gets flustered a lot, though. Also, she was leading her sister at the time. Do you honestly think she would have noticed a simple child playing? Preposterous.
Objection!
It's not preposterous, and I can prove it. What sort of foolish... There's no way someone walking along the winding way could not have noticed Pearl. Okay. Well, yeah, because this thing was broken.
Take that!
This urn is my proof. An old, cracked clay pot? What is this going to prove? Do you know why it's cracked? It's because Pearl broke it, that's why. She broke the urn. Ow! Why do I feel like you're about to ruin my beautiful day? Because I am. This urn is broken around the time the channeling started. Ah! And Pearl was the one who put it back together. While sitting right in the middle of the winding way. What? Well, that's there's your proof. There's your smoking gun. Miss Miney. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I have to declare you legally blind. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Miney. You are a masterful liar. Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say. The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Miney, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of murder, of course.
Objection!
The witness just testified about that. Yes, and yet I found several holes in her testimony that prove otherwise, so we're doing it again. That's right. I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? No. Your lies end here. What do you... The witness says during the actual murder she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible, because there is clearly a contradiction here. A contradiction? Where's this contradiction? It's either in her testimony just now, or it's in the evidence, because Help Me Mia seems like it's going to be given up. It's either in her testimony or in the evidence. I don't see anything in the evidence that would prove a contradiction. So it would have to be in her. So it would have to be in her. Yeah, it would have to be in her testimony, since there's nothing. Since there's nothing. There doesn't seem to be anything in the evidence that would prove it otherwise. Yeah, it would have to be in her testimony. Earlier in your testimony, Miss Miney, you made the following statement. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? It's very simple. Miss Miney, how did you know that fact? How? I can see that Miss Fay was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. That's a good point. Thank you, Mr. Phoenix. Which means, Miss Miney, you did, in fact, go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by the way of the winding way. But look at the matter guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way. Yes, and that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I asked a very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Miney, please answer the question. And she's getting cocky again. Don't ask a question off of a baseless assumption, if you please. Baseless? That doesn't sound baseless to me. Well, I suppose since you've put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix, right? You might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah. The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Miney. So now is the time to prove it. Well, now then, Mr. Phoenix. Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place? Well, she would have had to have been in the channeling chamber. Because if she would have been in the back of the channeling chamber, since we know there's a folding screen back there, and based on the evidence, it seems like that big box we found may have been able to fit back there, because it has a bullet hole, same as the folding screen. And the only way that could have happened was if it was in the back of the channeling chamber. So I'm going to say the back of the channeling chamber. Miss Miney was here, of course. What? But that's the channeling chamber. Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Miney was at the scene of the crime. Alright, this is going well. Order. That is... Mr. Fink's right. Have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started. Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Simple. Miss Miney was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? Behind the folding screen. Right here.
Take that!
Here, of course. But behind the folding screen? Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony? Yes. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. See, you stupid jerk. Quit being so quick to pin it on me, slimeball. Now, Miss Miney. One so young as you shouldn't be saying... Shut it, Gramps, and as if you know exactly how old I am. I'm sorry. Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The window was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. This box. And we know that a person could easily have fit inside this box, so this one has to be it. Miss Miney, how are you able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. That tiny little box, no person could fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Lana disproved it when she was hiding from me in it. But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right, I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was in the side room the whole time. Alright, you seem a bit too cocky to be doing this. Mr. Wright, do you think we can prove where the clothing box was at the time of this crime? Yes, I can with some evidence. And now, I present the piece of evidence that will prove. This clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Well, I know for a fact that it would have to have been... There's a hole that looked... Yeah, there's a bullet hole in it, and then the folding screen also has a bullet hole in it. So, I'll present the folding screen. Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid. As if there's really any sort of evidence in that whole thing. This? What on earth? I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already. There's a hole! About inches is off the ground. A hole about inches is off the ground. Where have we heard that before? The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen. Which is why the bullet from the pistol had hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Miss Miney, you were hiding behind the folding screen, waiting for your chance. For your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Ah! Order! So, what are you saying? Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Miney? That's exactly what I'm saying. Miss Miney, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. To masquerade as Maya Fey? She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No! Stop! I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea was that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do all that by herself. Correct. It's correct. It's not possible. But there is it's because we know that she didn't do it herself. It really isn't possible. For one person to do it all the preparations, that is. Ow. Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy. Wait. Mr. Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? Well, you can't be serious. Yeah, she's upset. And that hat is going to burst. Miss Miney, you had an accomplice. And I know exactly who that accomplice was. Morgan. Here we go. Yeah, this person. If it wasn't someone from Korean Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Faye household, you wouldn't have had that box to use. Morgan? Faye? Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier? What do you have to say to this, Miss Miney? Grr. Grr. You shot Dr. Gray with your own two hands. Do you deny it? Okay. And she's just screaming because she knows she's been caught. I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planned herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Uh-huh. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then, the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other two, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with a knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She dressed so that she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened. Unexpected? Yes. He was still alive. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the loss of his strength, he fired a shot at the attacker. And that's why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and shot him dead. After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room. Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear. Which is why, upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Miss Miney, she immediately covered her own costume with blood. And pretended to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fey chased us out. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. What is one supposed to say? This is the real truth behind this murder. Well, we've solved it, definitely. There's no way she's getting out of this. Ha. Ah ha 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 ha. Who is that, laughing at the time like this? Ah. Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still by chance evolving? What is it this time? Miss Von Karma. Surely, of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something this petty? What in the world? Okay, apparently she's got an ace up her sleeve. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is? If this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? You got a point, she doesn't really have a motive, does she? Huh. Working together with a medium, pretending to be one, putting on this whole act. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Well, that's, yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. And one other thing. Why would Miss Miney want to kill Dr. Gray? Where is her motive? Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say, too. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. Except that you very well likely could. A motive? I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? Well, the reason you want Dr. Gray dead is this. Well, we know this is the accident. We know this was an accident. We know this was an accident, and that something clearly happened here. So let's try this. Ha! Just as I thought. You bored me with your silly answers, Phoenix, right? Just great. Now even she is calling me by my full name. You think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Yes. Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing? What do you mean by that? See now, stupid Gramps. I don't like her. She's gotten cocky. I'm, like, going to explain. So, like, please listen, okay? Interesting. She's still going. It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I, like, wanted revenge, then, like, I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, like, the guy that thought of the spirit thing was, like, Dr. Gray. It was, like, a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? She's back to her head persona. However, you see, ow! Stop! Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own theory. I haven't failed to support my own theory, I don't think. There's definitely got to be a hole somewhere. The end. I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Miney has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated and he has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan. You don't even have a truly decisive piece of evidence to demonstrate your point. Tisk. So many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place. Well, what happened? I thought I had her for sure. Hee. See? Like, it's just as I, like, told you. I hope you liked your slice of humble pie. Very well, now I conclude the cross-examination of Miss Miney. Or not! Your Honor, please allow the defense one more minute. Alright? You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for a murder. But, you know regardless, that the girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And it is also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. Time is up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want to say that you can prove Miss Miney had a motive, then... why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide the reason? Can I? Can I really do this? Yes, I can. I am not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. Well, let's determine the problem. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Miney had a motive. Ha ha ha. Too bad. You're too late. My cross-examination has already ended, after all. And yet you're not pretending to be yourself anymore, so... Yeet. Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? Alright. Thank you. What? You're supposed to be on my side. Hey! Yvonne Karma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? And I don't care if you are my witness. So help me, I will throw you out of my way. No way! Okay, we're going. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene. Hey! Well, wait a second. Okay, she's done. Alright. And to be continued, we still got one more chapter of this, apparently. Well, I did well. I'm proud of myself. Okay, so based on this, we concluded that Eney most likely impersonated Maya, and then took her place and killed Dr. Gray. And that's heavily implied now, but there's still a big hole in the testimony. Why would she go through with that? She doesn't really have a motive, at least I don't think. So we're going to have to look into that next episode, but for right now, I think I'm going to leave this episode here. But it is clear, at least to me, that this is indeed the right track. That Eney did indeed kill Dr. Gray, and it wasn't, but she doesn't have a motive as far as we know. So there's got to be something else that we're not thinking of. There's clearly a motive here that we haven't found yet, but find it we will, but that will have to wait till next week. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And also, be sure to check out my Patreon in the description below as well. It's only a couple bucks a month. It really helps me out, and you guys get access to a bunch of cool perks that I'm always saying thanks. So be sure to check this out in the description below as well. Also, I have a Discord, so if you think this is interesting and you want to talk to me about it, then be sure to let me know in my Discord over in the description. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!